Welcome to part 2 of our conversation with US Representative Joe Donnelly. What does your crystal ball say, Joe? How will we have a vote this fall, this session?
I don't have a crystal ball, but here are some things that could make this something that everybody could agree on. If we did 3 or 4 steps that were really important things to do that made sense to all Americans. Let's cover folks with pre-existing conditions who can't get coverage, people with diabetes or people with rheumatoid arthritis. And you can do that by making the pools much, much larger, so that instead of a tool and die shop in Rochester being unable to hire someone who has rheumatoid arthritis because they can't afford to insure them, that tool and die shop actually is part of not just a 5-person pool, but a $250,000 size pool. So if we can do pre-existing conditions, if we can start to get Medicare costs, and again, when I talk about Medicare costs, not reduction of service, but smarter management, better cost operations. We've already talked to the Medicare Advantage companies where we can save $156 billion in the years ahead. Just by, they receive a 20% premium right now. If their premium is 12%, that's the kind of money we save. So bending the cost curve on Medicare so the government can start to get that cost under control, doing pre-existing conditions, making it more affordable for small businesses, that the pools are much, much larger. Those are some things we can do. So it depends on what comes to, what is the final thing we vote on. But my guess is if we do vote on a package that would include significant positive steps that everyone can recognize, then we can get something done.
Congressman, why are we in Afghanistan?
We were in Afghanistan because that is the country where Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda put the plan together to attack the World Trade Center, recruited folks, trained them in Afghanistan, and the government of Afghanistan at the time, called the Taliban, welcomed Osama bin Laden in. Osama bin Laden, in fact, paid them to stay in the country. We asked repeatedly for them to remove Osama bin Laden from the country, but they gave him safe haven. And they gave him safe haven, and as a result, over 2,000 people were killed in the World Trade Center. And they attacked our country. And the same people who gave safe haven to Osama bin Laden are trying to get back in charge of the country again. And so the reason we're there is to protect our own country. And in the process, the way to do that is to try to make sure that in Afghanistan there is stability and there's an opportunity for that country to have some success, so that when folks like Al-Qaeda come, they do not provide safe haven.
What's your sense of how the war is going?
It is very difficult. I was in Afghanistan approximately a month and a half ago. I met with both our ambassador and with the general in charge, General McChrystal. Was really blessed, in my mind, to be able to spend a day. We choppered out about 10 miles from the Pakistan border to be with the Indiana National Guard. They're doing an agricultural mission. And what their mission is they're trying to, in effect, not only win the hearts and minds of the area, but also to provide security as well. And at the same time, their agricultural mission is to bring in new crops that they can grow, try to provide cover crops on hillsides that have never been able to hold cover crops for thousands of years. And actually Purdue University is their partner in all of this. But what they are doing is trying to rebuild the confidence, Bill, that has been lost over the last few years in Afghanistan by the people who live there. The confidence in their own government and in the United States. What our National Guard and others are trying to do is rebuild that confidence that we will follow the same strategy in Iraq of clear, hold, and build. That once we're there, we won't be leaving, that you can have confidence in being a partner with us, and that we'll be there to protect your back.
Please respond to this statement. Afghanistan has been giving outside military giants more than they could handle since at least 300 BC. These include Alexander the Great, the British Empire, and the Russians. America is no different.
It is absolutely true what you say about Afghanistan, that it is a